Ashland University basketball on Sports Time Ohio is proudly supported by Ashland University's College of Arts and Sciences. 17 departments nurturing creativity, developing critical thinking, and building character. And by Belly Buster's Barbecue, authentic Southern barbecue at 1159 East Main, Ashland. Ted Klopp and Ken Dworsnik back with you. There is a look at Sue Ramsey, who tonight goes for the 400th win of her collegiate coaching career. And she hit 300 career wins at Ashland last season. This is 400 for her entire tenure as a head basketball coach on the collegiate level.
Impressive resume for Coach Ramsey in her 18th season now at Ashland University, and certainly has done a great job with this program, and it's certainly showing the benefits here the past 2 seasons. Last year, taking the squad to the national championship game, and right now, starting the season at 17-0, once again, the top-ranked team in the country.
Been a very impressive run. Of course, last year, Ashland made that run without one of their better players, Diva Gerbeck, who was out with an injury, but you wouldn't have known that the Eagles were missing such a great player from their performance on the court.
Yeah, they haven't missed a step. Diva certainly was an all-conference player before she was injured her sophomore season and had to sit out last season, but she has another year of eligibility. She's opted not to take that eligibility, so this will be her last year, but what a nice performance she has had this season so far as she's come into this contest, averaging 13 points and 7 rebounds to go along with Carrie Doherty's 23 points and 15 rebounds per game. It's a very impressive duo, and we'll talk about a host of other Eagles as well involved with this squad, but it's very, very impressive the way they've been able to complement each other. This is an unselfish team, and there's a huge reason why they're 17-0.
Let's look at the starting lineups. First for Ashland, Alyssa Miller, Lindsay Tenyak, Taylor Woods, Diva Gerbeck, and Carrie Doherty. And that backcourt is pretty impressive. Let's not take anything away and just talk about the two forecourt players. This is an experienced, talented lineup.
Yes, it is. Alyssa Miller is really coming into her own. Is really towards the top 10 when it comes to assist to turnover ratio. The other thing that's very impressive about Alyssa as well is she's a very unselfish player, but she's learned to be a scorer as well, which has also been very good for Ashland University. At times, Alyssa last year was a little tentative taking shots, being that she was, an underclassman. Now she has that experience being a junior. She comes into this contest averaging 9 points, 3 rebounds, and she leads the GLIAC in assists, averaging just over 6 assists a game.
Here are the starters for Findlay. Carly Beasley, Ashley Andrews, Kayla Brown, Margaret Webker, and Ty Dotson are the starting 5 for Findlay. And that starting 5 is 11-3 this year, 8-2 in the GLIAC. But they will have their work cut out for them tonight against the number 1 team in all of Division II women's basketball, the Ashland University Eagles.
I had an opportunity to talk to head coach Kate Cummings, who's done an outstanding job with this Findlay program. She's in her 7th season, came from actually another GLIAC school, Ohio Dominican, who was not in the conference yet, but she's been very impressive in 2009, 2010, guided the Oilers to their first NCAA Division II postseason berth, and last season Findlay was 15-12, 9-10 in the conference. Going in this contest, she basically said, hey, the pressure's not on us, it's on Ashland. We're the type of team, we have a lot of young players, a couple seniors involved, but we have a lot of young players. Not a lot of people expect a lot of us. The pressure is on Ashland University. We just need to go out and play our game and see what happens.
Well, the Eagles made that run last year and went to overtime in the national championship game before finally losing to Alaska Anchorage. And what a season that was, and they are back on top to start this season. Starting the game, doing the tip-off for Ashland's going to be Diva Gerbeck, and for Findlay, it's going to be Ty Dotson. We are ready to go.
Ty Dotson, that's a name you're going to hear a lot from Findlay. A very athletic player, second leading scorer in this contest and does a great job defensively, able to block a lot of shots and has done a nice job rebounding the ball as well.
Findlay controls the opening tip. This is Ashley Andrews. Across to Kayla Brown. The leading scorer, she bounced it off her foot, but it goes right to Andrews. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Up and under, no good, and Carrie Doherty pulls down the rebound.
That's been the key to the success for Ashland University in these 17 games, the ability to allow the opponents only one shot.
Lindsay Tenyak hits the three right out of the gate.
That's what Tenyak does best for the Eagles, and you're seeing also what she does very well is play defense. That's certainly a facet of her game she's really picked up on, as you saw her make the nice deflection to give the Eagles back the ball.
Here's that pressure that we talked about that Findlay will apply throughout the game. It is Taylor Woods with the basketball. Doherty or Miller. Tenyak for three again. Nice rebound by Gerbeck. And a fresh shot clock.
That's why they're second in the country when it comes to rebound margin.
Carrie Doherty for three. Right away, it's 6-0 Ashland.
A nice crowd here at Cates Gymnasium. This is a playoff atmosphere. Two very good teams playing on this court tonight, and I tell you, these fans are very excited.
Well, that is going to be a foul on Lindsay Tenyak, but fans and Sue Ramsey thought there was some traveling before that. Regardless, the ball is to the Oilers and stolen away by Carrie Doherty. Here comes Taylor Woods. Doherty for three.
Such a great inside-outside player. I mean, you've seen her first two shots from beyond the arc. Both very good shots, not able to knock down one, not the other. But most of the contest, you're going to see her down in the post getting her points.
She's not the Division II Player of the Year by default. Here's Tenyak on the break. 8-0 Ashland.
This is the difference that the Eagles are going to see compared to other contests. Most teams want to slow the game down against them. The Findlay Oilers want to keep the tempo up. That's how they play their game. And see how things react as the game goes on.
That is a missed shot from Carly Beasley, and here comes the Ashland Eagles. Miller. 10-zip out of the box in the first 2.5 minutes, and the Findlay Oilers scurrying for a timeout.
That's a good timeout by Coach Cummings. Eagles scorching here in this first 3 minutes of the contest. As you saw that time, that's the ability of Alyssa Miller to score. That's something we didn't see from her a lot last year. That time, able to create her own offense, take the short jumper. As we take a quick look at the replay, this ball's given to Miller. She was open for the three-pointer, but she opted to take the 12-foot jumper and nothing but the bottom of the net. That's the effectiveness and the unselfishness you see with this Ashland University team.
Just a junior from Zanesville. Got a lot of playing time last year as a sophomore. She is very experienced for her position in her collegiate career.
Yeah, she's very poised. I mean, for only a junior, not certainly having the 2 years under her belt, but certainly shows a lot of poise. And certainly a lot of pressure when you're the person bringing the ball down and making sure that you get the ball in the post. She does a great job of doing that, and certainly not turning the ball over. That's the number one thing you want to do as a point guard.
Working with the ball right now, Kayla Brown gives it to Kristen Glossing. Now it's Carly Beasley with 5 seconds to shoot. Off balance, way off the mark. Taylor Woods snatches the ball. Boy, this Ashland defense is suffocating. Miller, Tenyak, Woods for three. That nearly hit the top of the ceiling here and dropped right through.
It's an extra pass. You saw Alyssa Miller and Lindsay Tenyak both with opportunities at the basket, but opted to pass it off to find Taylor Woods, who's an outstanding three-point shooter.
Carrie Doherty with a steal. Goes down, spins, and got foul. Foul is going to be on Ty Dotson. By the way, the referees this evening are Brandon Rees, James Marable, and Thurman Leggs.
You see the replay is Doherty going up hard. That's how she averages nearly 23 points a game, going to the basket, and she did it on the defensive end, getting a play in transition, making a nice steal.
Doherty averaging 23 points a game. Very impressive numbers.
Certainly, there's a lot of basketball left to play this season, but certainly, by any means, many people have seen a lot of basketball at Ashland University. She certainly has to be at the top of one of the best players to ever come to this program.
23 points, 15 boards a game. That three-pointer is off the mark. There's a rebound, and the ball still won't go down for Findlay. Doherty just going to bring it up herself. Why not? Miller for three. Well, when it's going your way, it's going your way. 18-0.
Shooters roll that time for Alyssa Miller, but what great vision by Carrie Doherty. I should think she saw that play about 3 or 4 seconds before she even got there. Knows she's going to get the ball to Miller.
Ball goes out of bounds. There is a look at the head coach for Findlay. That is Kate Cummings, and she may be sprouting some gray hairs as we watch here.
As good as Ashland has played offensively, they've played that much better on defense. Right now, Findlay is only 4 shots in the basket. Once again, forced to take a long shot with the shot clock winding down.
Doherty for Taylor Woods. Lost the ball. And the ball goes to Findlay.
That's what Findlay does. That's what happens when you have this type of pressure. That's what they're looking for you to do to cause turnovers. That time Taylor Woods was not able to get a good handle on the ball, and she tried to force a jump ball with your feet, and you can't do that.
No.
That's a good try, but you can't do that. Giving the ball back to Findlay. First turnover for the Eagles.
Kaylee Kenny gets the ball to Kendra Elam. It's loose. Ava Gerback draws the foul.
This is certainly not the start Coach Cummings was hoping for. You know, certainly this is a very good team, but you didn't want to start off 18-0 here in the first couple minutes of the contest. 5 minutes in, you're already down 18 points. Certainly having a young team, this is going to be a tough road for them, but certainly Coach Cummings has experience with his squad, has experience of what she needs to do, and I can imagine this game will not stay at this margin for just a bit.
Let's look at the GLIAC standings, and we see Ashland and Findlay at the top of the South, although early on here at least the disparity between first and second place is one might say painfully evident. 10-0, 17-0 for Ashland, Findlay at 8-2 and 11-3. Ashland ranking in the top 20 in nearly every statistical category. Their one-loss percentage is obviously first. Personal fouls a game, they're first with 11. Assist to turnover ratio, they're first. Rebound margin second. Field goal percentage fourth. Turnovers per game fourth. Scoring margin fifth. Assists a game sixth, and scoring offense seventh. That's pretty good.
That's absolutely impressive. Eagles have won 32 consecutive GLIAC contests. That also is a very impressive number. I'll tell you, Coach Ramsey, I had an opportunity to talk to her earlier today, and certainly things are running on all cylinders for her, but she certainly has done some things to put the Eagles in this type of position, change a little bit of what she does offensively and defensively, to work with the players that she has. And once again, you see the unselfishness between Carrie Doherty and Diva Gerber.
And Gerbeck gets the basket, and she'll head to the line. On the year, she shoots 81%. Off the mark that time, so I guess Ashland will have to settle at the moment for a 20-0 lead.
Right now, if you're Findlay, you want to get back into your offense. Once again, take some better quality
Holy
shots.
cow, pardon me.
That'll help. That'll help.
Alyssa Grievenkamp with a long three-pointer to get Findlay on the board. Carrie Doherty picks up the foul on the rebound. That was way beyond the three-point mark there.
A nice shot and was able to connect. It's maybe a little bit of a momentum builder for Findlay as you see Ashley Dorner come in. Dorner also is only listed as a junior, but she's opted to only play this last year, and then she will graduate as she's played some quality minutes, taken on a different role for Ashland University. Was a starter last year, but with Diva Gerbeck coming back, she's now one of the top people off the bench and has accepted the role very well.
And Carrie Doherty, she is hot right now.
The Eagles are hot right now.
23-3.
They're shooting 75% from the field, 66% from the three-point line.
Here's another long three from Melissa Grievenkamp, and it is off the mark. We have a whistle and a travel. That is Carrie Doherty handing the ball to Alyssa Miller. Eagles slowing it down for the first time in the contest, it seems. Inside we go to Doherty. A jump ball called. The possession arrow favors Ashland.
Nice.
But Findlay can't get anything here at the moment.
That's a nice defensive play that time by Bailey Maggart, a freshman from Howell, Michigan. That's the one thing that Coach Cummings talked about. She's doing her recruiting, in a little bit of a 25-mile radius, which dips into the Michigan area, starting to get some of those players.
There's another three-pointer, and it is 26-3. Away from the ball, a whistle and a foul. I think it's going to be on Ashley Dorner, her first, the team's second.
Yeah, Dorner called for a hold that time. Coach Ramsey just trying to get an explanation from the official. As we'll see another substitution for the Oilers as Kayla Brown will check back in, get a little bit of a rest, see if she can heat up here for the Oilers. Coming into this contest, averaging 19 points a game, certainly has done a lot of work in the offseason. Last year she averaged only 12 points a game, the second team all GLIAC, but certainly early on, the Oilers are going to need her offense to get themselves back into this contest.
The charge goes against Findlay, and it's Ashland basketball. Substitution into the game for Findlay comes Lacey Kessler, and into the game for Ashland is Noelle Yoder.
Noelle, transfer coming in from Bowling Green State University. She early on was just trying to figure out her role with the squad. She's an excellent three-point shooter, but she's also very tough, very tenacious, plays really good defense, and she's really found a way to get herself involved with this rotation, has done a very nice job.
Alyssa Miller for Ashland. Dorner. No. At the other end, the fast break, Kayla Brown converts.
That's the transition game that Coach Cummings really wants to see. Score points off the point, get down quickly the other way and get a score.
Doherty no good, and here comes Findlay. You've gone a little cold here from the floor after starting incredibly hot. That ball will stay to Findlay.
One thing the Eagles certainly wanted to do going into this contest was slow down the transition game of Findlay, which they've been very effective of. The other thing is to force them with only one shot, get yourself a rebound and get yourself down the other end. Once again, solid defense from the Eagles.
6 seconds to shoot, and a forced shot from Lacey Kessler is no good. Here comes Ashland. Wide open for the three, and no good from Noelle Yoder.
Good open look that time.
That is no good from Kayla Brown, and Ashland with the rebound again.
Once again, Findlay still struggling from the field. They are now 2 for 12 at a rate of 16% here early in this first half.
Miller tries to get it back to Doherty. This is Tenyak. 10 seconds to shoot. Yoder resets. Miller. It's called for the charge.
Good defensive position that time from Kayla Brown. As you see why she's considered one of the best defensive players. She was first team all GLIAC defensive team last year. Made a very smart play as Alyssa Miller went to the basket, shot clock winding down, and was called for the offensive foul.
Deva Gerbeck goes back into the game for Ashland. Findlay runs 3 players back in on that substitution. And a travel called against Margaret Webker.
That's the second time now the Oilers have had the traveling violation called inside the paint. Certainly the presence of Carrie Doherty as well as Diva Gerbeck certainly on the minds of the post players.
3-second call. I don't see that often, but must have been there. 26-5, Findlay trailing. That is Alyssa Gribenkamp.
See what kind of ball rotation now Findlay tries to do on this offensive set. Certainly trying to get Kayla Brown back into the contest, get her involved in this offense. Good post move that time. Nice move by Brown. She's a good offensive player. Coach Ramsey certainly mentioned her name as we had an opportunity in the pregame and talked to other coaches about her. She's the type of player to score in bunches. Right now, Brown early on with 4 points.
Findlay trying to figure a way to try and get back into this one. Tenyak for 3, off the mark. Out of bounds to Findlay and a timeout on the floor. 9:49 to go. Ashland leading 26-7. Back to Cates Gymnasium in a moment.
Ashland University puts the accent on the individual. As a mid-sized university in North Central Ohio, AU has a rich 128-year tradition of creating unique educational experiences that combine the challenge of strong applied academic programs while being focused on each student as they become known, connected, confident, enriched, and strengthened. Ashland University has more than 70 degree programs, providing students with the knowledge and skills needed to succeed in the classroom, in the workplace, and in the world.
26-7 is the score. Do not adjust your set. Ashland jumping out quickly on Findlay. Although in the last few minutes here, Findlay has calmed things down a bit and not allowed that lead to expand any further.
Ashland's done a good job of defending against Findlay. As you see, Coach Cummings from Findlay now talking to her troops to try to figure out what they could do. Ashland shooting at a clip of 60% from the field, 60% from the three-point line. And right now are out-rebounding Findlay 12-7. In the first 10 minutes of the game, Carrie Doherty, 8 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block.
Very impressive from the Division II Player of the Year a year ago. And another rebound. That's Alyssa Miller. Inside, Diva Gerbeck makes it count. 28-7.
And the presence of Doherty, I mean, with her ability to score anywhere on the floor, it opens up so much of the offense for some of the other players for Ashland. That time, great look from Doherty, finding Gerbeck right under the block, able to make a nice up and under move and score. Increase the lead to 21. I mean, you could tell, right now, Findlay early on had a lot of excitement, a lot of motion, and right now you could just tell they're just a bit deflated. I mean, down 21 this early in the contest, everything they talked about at the beginning of the game was just deflated by Ashland playing so well these first couple of minutes.
Here is Woods for 3. Boy, the three-pointers have not been going down for Ashland here in the last few minutes. But when you get offensive rebounds and putbacks like that from Diva Gerbeck, it doesn't matter. 30-7. It is out of bounds to Ashland. Substitution, Ty Dotson going to come back in, along with Kendra Elam for Findlay. Margaret Webker among those sitting down. Here comes Noelle Yoder to replace Lindsay Tenyak.
Coming into this contest, the Oilers certainly on a little bit of a winning streak as they defeated Ohio Dominican Tiffin last week. And they've not lost a game since December 19th of basically, you could say last year, as they lost to Urbana by the score of 81-77, and as they've played very, very well. Unfortunately, right now, playing a team that's certainly number 1 in the country, takes care of the basketball and does a lot of things well, offensively and defensively.
Woods at the line. She's a 77% shooter from the line, and she makes the first one. Just over 8 minutes to go here in the first half. The sophomore hits them both. Findlay trailing by 25. That is Kayla Brown with a nice drive and basket.
Yeah, nice move. Take that shot with the left hand. Went right around Alyssa Miller, but Eagles right back the other way. Nice drive to the basket by Taylor Woods and a good dish off to Diva Gerbeck to go back to the free throw line.
Ty Dotson picking up the foul. It's her first, the team's 8th. So not only has Ashland built a big lead here, but they've forced Findlay to put them in the bonus now. If you're Ashland, I don't see how this could be going any better for you.
Yeah, this is exactly what you wanted. You know, certainly you're playing at the tempo you want to play, taking advantage of transition type plays, playing well defensively. Now you're in the bonus for the rest of the half, which is over 7 minutes. If you're Coach Ramsey, you're certainly very, very happy. You're not happy to see Diva Gerbeck go to the free throw line and miss 2 free throws.
She palmed the ball.
I would say the one thing with this Ashland University team, certainly have a lot of impressive stats. The one stat that they certainly want to try to limit the best they can is turnovers. That is their 3rd of the evening. Findlay has now turned the ball over 7 times themselves. That time you saw the offensive abilities of Ty Dotson. Very athletic young lady. That time able to go over, basically almost jump over Doherty and put the shot up, and was able to draw the personal foul.
Dotson hits the first one into the game for Findlay is Kaylee Kenny. She replaces Laura Peel. Dotson's second is off the mark. And here come the Eagles. Seven minutes to go, first half. Six seconds to shoot. Tenyak hits for three. I beg your pardon. Noelle Yoder for three.
That's the ability of Noelle Yoder. Good spot-up shooter. You give her some space, she can hit a shot.
Ty Dotson. Gives the ball back.
Two straight defensive stops from Ashland. And then force the
travel there.
Violation.
Kaylee Kenny looked like she may have traveled a little earlier in that possession, but eventually somebody else got called for that.
The Eagles really have Findlay out of sync offensively. They're certainly trying to pull up the tempo. You force them to a half-court game, and it's a different type of offense for them, something they're not accustomed to.
Turnover for Ashland. Bailey Maggart gives the ball. Now with it is Kaylee Kenny. Back to Maggart. Elam. That looked like it might have been a walk, but Alyssa Miller blocked the shot. Woods for Doherty. 5.5 to go, first half. The lead is 25 for Ashland. The #1 team in the country showing exactly why they are. Doherty really got called for a foul there.
That's the second foul on Carrie Doherty. Coach Ramsey not happy at all, as you'll see substitutions for the Eagles. Ashley Dorner will come in. Doherty will have to take a seat with those two fouls.
Obviously, Sue Ramsey didn't agree with that call. That we'll see what effect that has on this Ashland lead.
I tell you, you watch Diva Gerbeck. Every time there's a shot, if you want to know how to box somebody out, just watch Diva Gerbeck box somebody out. I mean, every time, certainly the long wingspan and things like that help, but man, she really does a nice job underneath, clearing out the zone so she can get herself the rebound.
And it helps when you have people like Taylor Woods that can hit for three.
Well, that's a good ball rotation the Eagles are able to do. That's something they've done all season long, unselfish play. That time Woods wide open at the top of the key, able to drain it.
38-10, a whistle and a foul, and with it comes a timeout. The Eagles are up by 28, and we will return to Cates Gymnasium in a moment.
Ashland University puts the accent on the individual. As a mid-sized university in North Central Ohio, AU has a rich 128-year tradition of creating unique educational experiences that combine the challenge of strong, applied academic programs while being focused on each student as they become known, connected, confident, enriched, and strengthened. Ashland University has more than 70 degree programs providing students with the knowledge and skills needed to succeed in the classroom, in the workplace, and in the world.
Back in Ashland, where the Eagles are up by 28 points, showing why, in fact, they are the best team in the country in the current Division II poll.
Well, when you shoot 57% from the field and hold your opponents to 19%, those are pretty good numbers. Eagles right now 7 of 13 from the three-point line, as Findlay is only able to convert on 1 of 6 3-point shots. The turnover margin right now, 9 turnovers for Findlay and 6 for Ashland University. And one impressive stat right now is the rebounding. The Eagles 18 total rebounds to Findlay's 10. The last time AU was out-rebounded was back on March 20th of 2012 against Alaska Anchorage in a game they actually won. They were out-rebounded 39-32. That's the last time they've been out-rebounded. Once again, another impressive stat.
And there is an impressive three-pointer for Findlay.
Findlay's certainly not going to get away from their game. And they've had success with it all year. Once again, going to continue to pressure the basketball, full court press, and try to force Ashland into some turnovers and some shots they're not used to.
Gerbeck turns the ball over, and coming the other way is Kendra Elam. She draws the foul. Woods picks up the foul. It's her first, team 7th. And that will put Elam at the line. On the year, Elam shoots 79%. Four minutes to go here in the first half. Ashland with a big lead. And now a substitution. Carrie Doherty comes back into the game. She'll replace Ashley Dorner.
Yeah, one thing about Elam, certainly a player that comes off the bench at times, but very good rebounder, absolutely has a great ability to pass the basketball, but she's very fundamentally sound and does a lot of good things off the ball. Coach Cummings has been very pleased with the play of Elam as of late.
Noelle Yoder running the offense. Doherty steps through and hits. She double teamed, she just walked right through.
It just goes right through. I mean, certainly that's the confidence, but has a lot of strength. Really worked on her offensive game. Not that she necessarily needed to work on in the offseason.
What did she work on?
But I tell you, everyone on this squad over the summer shot 30,000 shots over the summer. That's a lot of shots
now,
to get themselves ready for this season.
Did you count those shots?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
Because I probably would be able to have to stop after 10. So, as Noelle Yoder saw the ability of her on defensively, as you see Coach Cummings still concerned as she's down 40-13. But Noelle Yoder that time, great defensive play, forcing the jump ball situation.
5 seconds to shoot. Nice up and under from Kelsey Lewis.
One of the youngsters on this Findlay squad from Westerville. Nice up and under.
He's a 6-footer, trying to get things going inside. Here comes Kendra Elam. It is good and a foul.
And Carrie Doherty is down at on the other side of the floor, having trouble. Certainly looks like she might have a bit of a knee problem, as she's having a very hard time walking off the floor. I'm not sure if she got kicked or what happened, but hopefully she's going to be okay, as Coach Ramsey and athletic trainer Nikki Sefcik helping her off the floor. Certainly not a sight you want to see from any Ashland University fans, but hopefully Carrie will be okay, as Oilers will go to the free throw line and shoot one free throw.
Well, what might be the worst thing that could happen? I'd say that's it right there, depending on, hopefully
you pray everything's well. You certainly don't want to see a player go down, but certainly not a player of Carrie Doherty's stature and all she's accomplished and things like that. Hopefully she's going to be okay. We'll certainly do our best to update you on her condition and see where she's at as the Oilers convert on the free throw. Ashland up 40-16.
Well, 2:50 to go, and you saw her go right for the locker room. I don't know that I'd read anything into that, other than we're late in the first half, and she'll probably, I would say, we'll try to figure out what's going on with her at halftime and have more information.
Sure. Eagles right now need to stay poised, have a nice lead going into the break here. need to keep their composure, continue to play the way they've been playing, move the ball across the perimeter, get some dribble drives, and see what they can do inside.
Well, they can't turn the ball over, that's for sure. That is Kayla Brown. No good. Nice offensive rebound, but Diva Gerbach is right there. Miller working hard. Taylor Woods. Here's Miller again. 10 seconds to shoot. And that is Noelle Yoder who lost the ball, but a foul goes against Findlay. 5 seconds to shoot. I beg your pardon. It'll reset.
Yeah, it should reset. You go to the free throw line.
They are in the bonus with 1:57 to go here in the first half. Yoder this year is a 63% free throw shooter.
Yoder, nice job off the bench. She's done this all year. This is the free throw, but 3 points, a rebound, and an assist.
One minute, 45 seconds to go in the first half. Kayla Brown misses the three-pointer. You talked about the rebounding of Diva Gerbach. There was another
Great job.
Textbook. The ball is loose, and finally a jump ball is called.
Eagles possession. Good hustle that time by Noelle Yoder. As you see the leadership now from Alyssa Miller, I mean, she not only has taken over a very tough role, it's certainly last season certainly playing a second fiddle to a lot of the different players to Ashland University, but she's now taken over a role as a leadership role in her position. She's done a great job. You see a nice open jumper that time for Noelle Yoder.
Yoder hits, and it is a big lead for Ashland. Findlay, that is a basket from Kristen Klossing, and it's 42-20 now. Inside a minute to go in the first half. Inside, Diva Gerbach could not get it to go. It goes out of bounds to Findlay.
That's 42 seconds here. Ashland will certainly have an opportunity to take the last shot as Ty Dotson will come back in for the Oilers. But Eagles once again doing a great job on defense, holding the Oilers to only 25% from the field in this first half and hitting only 20% from the three-point line. And Coach Ramsey going to talk about the last shot for Ashland.
Absolutely.
With 29 seconds left here is certainly the everyone's mind in this gymnasium is concerned with the health status right now of Carrie Doherty. That's no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
You can tell certainly the energy out of this gym has just been pulled after seeing her grab her knee and walk off the floor. And once again, we'll do our best to get the latest information for you on her. But certainly Eagles playing a very good first half. Certainly the type of half Coach Ramsey wanted them to play. She was very excited to play against this up-tempo Findlay squad, and they've certainly did their homework and were ready to play today. As coming out, shooting at a clip of 57% from the field, 53% from the three-point line, and out-rebounding them 21-16.
Well, you know, Findlay came in here on a 5-game winning streak, so you would think they're playing well. And boy, did they run into a brick wall, at least so far. 42-20, 20 seconds to go in the first half. Swing the ball, 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3. Taylor Woods off the mark. There is a whistle with no time on the clock, but clearly the whistle came before the buzzer, and Diva Gerbeck is going to go to the line.
Yeah, they're going to remove everyone from the floor as no time will remain. Diva Gerbeck rebound the basketball. And she just finds a way to get herself around the basketball. Here in the first half, that was her 10th rebound.
Unbelievable. Missed the first one.
And she's 0 for 4 so far for free throws here in this first half. See if Diva can get herself a mark on the free throw line.
That one goes in. And so, at the end of the first half, it is 43-20. Ashland on top.
That's the end of the first half. Short halftime.
That'll do it. 20 minutes in the books. Top-ranked Eagles flexing their muscles. They're up by 23. We'll be back to Cates Gymnasium in a moment.
Ashland University puts the accent on the individual. As a mid-sized university in North Central Ohio, AU has a rich 128-year tradition of creating unique educational experiences that combine the challenge of strong applied academic programs while being focused on each student as they become known, connected, confident, enriched, and strengthened. Ashland University has more than 70 degree programs, providing students with the knowledge and skills needed to succeed in the classroom, in the workplace, and in the world.
Back in Ashland, where the Eagles, the top-ranked Ashland Eagles, lead 43-20. It's a bit of a surprise considering Findlay came in here, 5-game winning streak. They're 4-2 on the road this year, and they play pretty up-tempo, but they have not found any tempo so far in this game.
Eagles jumped out to a 20-0 lead, and then Findlay finally was able to get on the scoreboard. But Eagles had very balanced scoring. We'll talk about some of the statistics later. But certainly right now the story of the first half was the injury from Carrie Doherty. Hopefully everything's okay. She came off about 5 minutes left in this first half, holding her knee after a rebound. Certainly had to be escorted off with the assistance of Nikki Sefcik as well as another trainer from Ashland University. So we're hoping that everything's okay with her. But certainly our prayers and everything are with her right now, as hopefully she's going to be okay. But the Eagles, despite that, played a very, very good half of basketball.
We'll have some stats for you when we return, and we'll also have the second half. More Division II college basketball coming your way on Sports Time Ohio. Ashland University basketball on Sports Time Ohio is proudly supported by Ashland University's College of Arts and Sciences. 17 departments nurturing creativity, developing critical thinking, and building character. And by Belly Busters Barbecue, authentic Southern barbecue at 1159 East Main in Ashland. Well, we are getting ready for the second half with the Ashland Eagles and the Findlay Oilers. And as you can see, Ashland leads 43-20. And I am looking, and I am not seeing Carrie Doherty out on the floor.
Well, I'll tell you, Ted, she did come out for the second half. She did. Well, she was walking. She was actually doing some running along right along the Ashland sideline. So she did come out. She was walking around. I don't know the official diagnosis, so I'm certainly not going to try to play a doctor, but she did come out of the locker room. She was walking under her own power. She was running up and down the sideline. So hopefully we'll see her here in the second half, and hopefully the Eagles continue to play as well as they did. Looking at some first half statistics, Eagles certainly doing a job from the three-point area, hitting on 50% of their three-pointers, shooting at a clip of 56% from the field. Unfortunately, Findlay was only able to connect on 20% of their three-pointers and 29% from the floor. Findlay did outscore Ashland by the score of 10-8 in the paint, so they certainly did a good job there. But other than that, the Oilers did struggle in that first half. You see the rebounding, 5 offensive rebounds for Findlay, 16 total rebounds, and 10 turnovers. That's a stat certainly Coach Cummings is going to be upset about. And for the Eagles, 4 offensive rebounds, 22 total rebounds, and 8 turnovers.
The second half will begin with Findlay having the basketball.
Looking at some of the scoring very quickly for the Eagles, Carrie Doherty, 10 points, 7 rebounds. Diva Gerbeck, 7 points, 10 rebounds. And 2 players from Ashland, both with 8 points, Lindsay Tenyak and Taylor Woods. Leading scorer for Findlay was Kayla Brown, as she had 6 points.
Well, if Carrie Doherty does not return, and this isn't, her health is a much bigger deal than this statistic, but she has 34 consecutive double-doubles, which is an NCAA Division II record. Obviously, if she doesn't return, that streak will end.
Sure, absolutely.
But I'm sure everybody here would rather have that streak come to an end and have her healthy for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. As you saw the nice up and under move by Alyssa Miller after the 3-point shot from Findlay. 45-23, 19-13 left to go in the second half. See what kind of momentum or what kind of energy Findlay comes out with here in this second half.
Well, what do you, if you're Kate Cummings, what do you say at halftime? What do you tell your team? I mean, there isn't a whole lot worse things can get, so what do you build on?
Certainly just build from what had happened in the second half. Okay, you just say, all right, the worst is behind us. Let's play this second half. It's a new game. Let's see what we can do. Chip into this lead, see if we get ourselves back into this contest.
Well, Lindsay Tenyak hits for 3, and it is a 23-point Ashland lead.
Tenyak is so deadly from that corner shot. She's really found a way to consistently hit that shot, as now she has 11 points on the evening.
Here's a fast break. Diva Gerback. Oh, couldn't get it to go down. Ball is on the floor. And a timeout for Findlay, a 22nd timeout. So out of the break here. It seems like after that initial spurt from Ashland, that 20-point spurt, things have been pretty even between these two teams.
Yes, they actually have. As Findlay kind of gained their composure, as you see Carrie Doherty back on the floor. That's certainly a very good sign. She does have an ice bag on her left knee. I'm not sure if she's going to go back into the contest as of right now. It certainly doesn't look like there's any plans for her possibly to go back, but certainly great to see her walking around. That's a great sign after the way she left the court early in that first half.
Well, we'll keep an eye on her, but obviously you see the stat there at the bottom of the screen, the bigger story being her health for the rest of the season, because AU's hopes of a return to the national championship game rest heavily on her shoulders.
Oh, absolutely. Her leadership and poise and her ability to do so many different things on the floor is absolutely phenomenal, as the Eagles hoping to continue on their winning streak and once again put themselves in a situation just like they did last year. Host the GLIAC tournament, host the regional tournament, and kind of see where the chips fall. But anytime you can play here at Cage Gymnasium, where you're used to the comfy confines, these rims, this lighting, all that stuff, that makes a huge, huge difference.
There's a look at that knee, and that does not look good, although the fact that she's walking would perhaps provide some optimism for her to return later this season.
Sure.
Meanwhile, back in the game, Ashland leading by 23. And I guess the unintended, I don't know if you call it benefit, but situation Ashland will find themselves in here is they are forced to play without their best player.
Sure.
Against what record-wise coming in, obviously not on the scoreboard right now, but record-wise is a very good team. See how they're able to adjust and cope with that change in their lineup.
Once again, Diva getting some good position, forcing the personal foul on Ty Dodson. As you can see, the frustration right now from Carrie Doherty. She, more than anything, just wants to be out there to play. And hopefully that we can see that sometime very, very soon.
That is tipped and out of bounds. It'll go to Findlay.
Looks like official
I guess it's going to go to Ashland.
overruled that call and said it was tipped. So 25 seconds on the shot clock for the Eagles.
Out of bounds to Findlay. Fans didn't care for the call, but I don't think the Findlay player, Carly Beasley, touched the ball there.
Yeah, that time Taylor Woods wasn't able to handle the basketball after it was tipped and knocked it out of bounds, giving the ball back to Findlay.
Ty Dotson up and under.
Nice offensive move that time from Ty. You saw the athleticism she has. Able to go up and underneath the basket, get around Diva Gerbeck, and put herself in the scorebook once again. Dotson on the evening now has 5 points.
There is a three for Lindsay Tenyak.
I tell you give her space, she's going to hit shots. Not sure, certainly that she was able to get off a screen and get herself open, but once again is doing any type of scouting report against Ashland. That's somebody you certainly need to put a hand in the face with to make sure she doesn't get a nice shot off.
She got 14 points in the game, and the Eagles have the basketball again.
And what a surprise, Diva Gerbeck got another rebound.
Miller wide open is Taylor Woods for three. Boy.
I've had the opportunity to watch this team now, seeing a lot of games here at home. The one thing that they're very good at, and you don't see this very often, making the cross-court pass. Switching directions and getting the cross-court pass. That is the second time now that I've seen a wide-open young lady from the three-point line after making a nice cross-court pass. As teams are not able to regroup quick enough to put on some good defense and force a tough shot. That time, Taylor Woods taking advantage.
Gerbeck spinning, drawing the foul on Ty Dotson. That's going to be her fourth. She's one of their better players. She averages 10.4 points a ball game, but she's racking up the fouls here quick.
That's how Ty, I think, had trouble with her positioning. Wasn't sure what she was supposed to do as she was trying to basically get ready for a rebound almost, it seemed like, and had her back to Diva Gerbeck, and Gerbeck just went around her, and all Ty can do is foul her.
Three fresh faces for Findlay. You see Sue Ramsey talking to Carrie Doherty. I think there's some, sorry you're not going to keep that record going, but we want you for the rest of the year. I think it's the conversation
exactly
there.
Right. It better be safe than sorry. Records are a wonderful thing, but certainly the Eagles have their sights on one main goal, and I think everyone knows what that is.
Well, they came within one game of finishing the season with a victory in the most important game, and they want to get back there and complete that. That is going to be a foul. The foul goes against Lindsay Tenyak. That is her third. She'll sit down, and Noelle Yoder will come into the game. Well, you're right. The energy in this gym since Carrie Doherty, even with this big lead, it's just it's a different atmosphere.
Yeah, there's certainly everyone's certainly very subdued. Certainly very concerned. It's certainly great to see her back out on the court. That's certainly number one. But certainly want to see her play very, very soon. I'll tell you one thing I've seen about Findlay. Kayla Brown with the basket before, and some other nice moves. They do a great job of moving off screens. Certainly specific players when they don't have the basketball. That's very key to your offense, and Findlay has done a nice job here in the second half, creating some offense, doing that, creating some separation so they can get some open shots. Nice rebound that time from Ashley Dorner. Dorner off the bench, 1 point, 1 rebound, 2 rebounds in 11 minutes of work.
That is a tipped shot. Boy. Kelsey Lewis, just the look on her face is, what do I have to do? What do I have to do? There's a timeout on the floor, 14:46 to go, and the Eagles maintaining the lead. It's at 26 points right now. If you're Findlay, well, for that matter, if you're Ashland, obviously you want to maintain this lead, but are there things you're, almost for both teams, are you working on certain things right now as opposed to just trying to win the game? I mean, I realize there's 15 minutes to go, but is the outcome decided here, and it's kind of time to work on certain things?
Well, I certainly never look at it that way. I mean, as a coach or as a player, you certainly want to fulfill the game. I kind of understand what you're leading to, the opportunity for, possibly some other players to get some time if the lead continues. If Findlay, once again, this is an explosive team. They can create a lot of turnovers off their defense. You saw some of the things that Coach Cummings, as you see on your screen right now, has done with this squad. It's just a matter of them putting some consistent offense, putting together some consistent defense. But right now with Carrie Doherty being out, Findlay certainly has an opportunity to possibly do that. The Eagles need to stay tough, stay poised, play that good defense. Once again, force Findlay to have trouble during the transition, as well as make sure they only get one shot at the basket.
A year ago, the Oilers were 15-12. Of course, this year they came in at 11-3. They beat Tiffin 67-61 last weekend. Findlay, of course, very similar in size and history to Ashland. They have about 4,200 students, and they're founded in 1882. Ashland, founded in 1870, with about 5,000 students.
Once again, another another Ohio team in the GLIAC conference. We've not really talked about that with the additions of Malone, Lake Erie, Walsh. Certainly the complex of the conference is changing. Certainly, I think for the better. Certainly for teams like Ashland as well as Findlay, your travel schedule is certainly a lot different. You're going to save yourself a lot of money. And I think teams like Ohio Dominican, Walsh, Lake Erie, those types of teams, certainly at times in specific sports, they're not exactly there with some of the other GLIAC teams, but don't let that fool you. That's going to change very quickly. Certainly they understand the type of athlete that needs to be playing at this level, what you need to do to be successful. A lot of these coaches will figure this out. They're going to be very competitive as years go on.
Well, you talked about the travel schedule and the number of Ohio Division II teams expanding. A longtime Eagle fans will recall that a number of years ago, Ashland was the only Division II school in the entire state. And at that time, in the Great Lakes Valley Conference, their quote-unquote road partner was Indianapolis.
That's right, I do remember
which
that.
Which is, about 5 hours away.
I do remember that.
That's not exactly, I mean, you think of other schools, like Northern Kentucky and Kentucky Wesleyan, they're a little closer. That's a little bit more of a road partnership than Indianapolis, IPFW, things like that. But that's all changed, and Division II basketball in the state of Ohio has certainly expanded.
Yeah, it has, and I think it's the best for everyone in every different sport. And Coach Ramsey, who's not only the head coach for Ashland University but the senior women's administrator, certainly talked about that as well. It's very exciting to have all these different Ohio schools competing for many different athletes, and it's an opportunity to build some different rivalries that they haven't had in the past.
Findlay trailing by 30 points now. Whistle away from the ball on Ashley Dorner. Into the game for Ashland. That is Melanie Poorman. She'll replace Ashley Dorner. Poorman, just a sophomore from Zanesville.
She's seen limited time this year, but certainly has looks like a bright future for Ashland, as she's been playing as a post player. She can also play as a a little bit as a guard, has some ability to shoot from the outside. But Melanie is the sister of Rachel Poorman, who graduated about 5-6 years ago from Ashland University.
That is a shot from Noelle Yoder. The rebound by Poorman. Miller off the mark, and Findlay comes away with the ball. Noelle Yoder grabbed too much of the jersey of Carly Beasley, and she gets called for the foul. Into the game comes Lindsay Tenyak. She'll replace Noelle Yoder. Tenyak with 14 points in the game. That is just I guess a bad shot.
Yeah, good defense by Melanie Pornham, but yeah, not exactly the shot you're looking for if you're Coach Cummings. As Eagles going to try to work the ball around the perimeter.
Diva Gerbach put somebody on the floor going for that board. We're up on the 12-minute mark, and a long three-pointer from Alyssa Griebenkamp finds the bottom of the net.
She shot a ball before, almost by the D of Ashland University in the first half. So certainly has the ability to shoot long range. Cutting the lead to 25, 11:47 left to go.
Poorman might have gotten away with a little push there, but regardless, the basket is good, and the lead is 27.
Well, you talked about, certainly you want to see Carrie Doherty on the floor, but this is the time and place for somebody like a Melanie Poorman, someone like some of the younger players, Delaney Wolf, as Mackenzie Miller, to get some opportunities. Unfortunately, at times you do have some injuries. You never know when you're going to be up. You want to be ready and have that opportunity. These types of spots is an opportunity for some young players to get some time.
Tenyak off the feed from Miller. No good. A whistle, and we'll go the other way. Substitution for Findlay. Margaret Webker comes in to replace Kelsey Lewis.
Certainly, Ashland has played some very good competition this season as they've defeated 3 ranked teams. Indianapolis, who was 5th ranked at the time, Gannon, who's 15th ranked, and Grand Canyon, that's 13th ranked. The Eagles certainly have done what they had to do on the road, at home, and at times like this, when you don't have your best player, this is your opportunity for many players to fine-tune their skills, maybe do some things they're not used to, a little out in the ordinary, put you in a position down the road where you said, okay, we're in a spot, we need somebody to take a shot they're not used to, rebound or play a position they're not used to. This is the time and place for that.
Gerbach. Now Miller with it, 8 seconds to shoot, 6, 5, 4. Miller hits the layup.
Wow, what a nice dribble drive from Melissa Miller. No look the whole way, and then found herself right next to the basket, put it up and put it in. That's the poise and experience now of Alyssa Miller, playing 2 seasons now for Ashland University. I see that experience coming through on that play.
Diva Gerbach trying to play defense and got caught that time on the foul. That is her second. She's got 10 points in the game. Margaret Webker heading to the line. Gerbach, 10 points, 14 rebounds. 10 defense and 4 on the offensive side, so she's got a double-double now, and she'll take a seat. Findlay got the offensive rebound that time, but couldn't convert, and here comes Ashland. We're inside 10 minutes to go in the game now. The lead is 29 for Ashland University. Turnover. Findlay looking to work the ball. There's just not a lot there. Ashland's defense has been very good all night. That one rolls out of bounds, and with 9:24 to go, we have a timeout on the floor. 63-34. We'll be back with more from Cates Gymnasium right after this.
I think what makes us unique is that we've brought together journalism, video, and audio, all three of those elements together, and converged them so that we reflect the industry and how things are going today. Our philosophy is to train you so that what you're doing here reflects what's happening out there in the real world. Additionally, you're getting those liberal arts benefits. We are academically rigorous. We're going to make you a good critical thinker, an excellent writer, and really set you out into the world with the knowledge base that you need to have in order to be successful.
Back at Ashland, 63-34, the #1 team in the country, rolling past Findlay right now. And the Eagles, without their best player, Carrie Doherty, who went down with a knee injury late in the first half. She has not returned, aside from sitting on the bench. And you can see as she comes around, she's got an ice pack on that left knee. And doesn't appear to be in a whole lot of comfort right now, but hopefully a little bit of ice and a little bit of rehab, and she'll be ready to go for the next game for Ashland University on Saturday. On Saturday, Ashland will host Hillsdale. Here come the Eagles right now. This is Alyssa Miller swinging the ball to Tenyak, Lindsay Tenyak. Miller weaves inside, the ball goes out of bounds, out of the hands of Lacey Kessler, and Ashland will keep the ball.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Alyssa Miller will take the ball out for Ashland. Ashland now a little bit of a funk, not much going on offensively for them. I mean, despite the lead, certainly want to continue your offensive prowess that you've established here in the first half as well as the beginning part of the second half. That'll certainly help with an Alyssa Miller 3 from the corner.
66-34.
I tell you, Alyssa Miller has really improved her shooting. That's one thing Coach Ramsey had talked about. Certainly all the players worked on their shooting in the offseason, but Alyssa Miller really wanted to focus on her shooting, built her confidence. That's a shot she would not have taken last year, and now through the confidence and her ability to improve her shooting, she's able to knock that down.
Inside, Melanie Poorman can't get it to go, and the whistle sends the ball the other way.
Miller on the evening, 14 points, 6 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. Pretty impressive evening.
The Eagles now have 5 players in double figures. Findlay with nobody in double figures. 2 players with 8 points, Alyssa Grievenkamp and Kayla Brown. Five seconds to shoot for Findlay. Here's a 3 that goes all over the rim from Julia Grisdella, and no good.
I tell you, Findlay just not able to knock down shots, on which certainly a combination of Ashland's defense, but also just not a giving rim for the Findlay Oilers. Once again, shooting at a clip of 31% this evening, and only 23% from the three-point line.
Deva Gerbeck, right there, Johnny on the spot, converts on another one.
It's just a knack of rebounding. I mean, you talk about some of the greatest rebounders ever, and a lot of them are just find the right place to be when the ball is tipped or hit and have an understanding of where the ball is going to fall after it hits the rim. Deva Gerbeck certainly very, very good at that.
She went down hard that time, but she's back up, and The ball is out of bounds to Findlay. 7 minutes to go here in the second half. It is a 34-point lead for Ashland University.
This is certainly, Coach Cummings is something going to work on in the next couple games with her ladies, is the ability to do something in the half-court offense. That is where Findlay has really struggled. Transition, they've been actually probably as good as they've been, but in the half-court, they really struggle offensively, not exactly sure where they should go, what they're supposed to do, and it has nothing to do with the coaching. It's just a matter of the comfort level. And right now you can tell that Findlay is not comfortable playing in the half-court offense.
Ball out of bounds to Ashland. Ashley Dorner replaces Melanie Poorman.
Good minutes for Poorman. Had a couple rebounds, had a basket, so certainly good production from the young forward.
Well, you mentioned some of these other folks might need to step up a bit, depending on the severity of the injury to Carrie Doherty, and she played pretty well while she was in there.
Yeah.
Diva Gerbach getting her knee taped. I don't know if there's a.
I think she had a little bit of, I believe, a little bit of blood. So want to take care of that, get her get the opportunity back on the floor. I think she got rug burn, or floor burn, I should say.
Rug burn. Yeah, you're right.
Floor burn on the other side of the floor, making a rebound. Oh, nice pass.
Wow.
What a great pass by Noelle Yoder. Good vision. Unfortunately, Gerbic wasn't able to convert.
Approaching the 6-minute mark. Inside. Working hard was Kelsey Lewis, but she could not get the basket to fall. Here comes Taylor Woods in a hurry, end-to-end. How about that?
Nice play. That time everybody, I think, thought the ball was going to be passed. Noelle Yoder was in the corner, but she just took it herself, went right to the basket. Woods has had herself a nice evening with her 11th point. To go along with 3 rebounds and 4 assists. I tell you, this Eagle team, certainly we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, their ability to assist the balls. They're one of the top teams in the country when it comes to assists. 17 on the day.
Beth Mankowski into the game to replace Diva Gerbach. Mankowski has seen her minutes decline with the return of Diva Gerbach, but she's a hard worker when she gets in there.
She's experienced. She played a lot of quality minutes
last postseason.
Last postseason, certainly played well in the GLIAC tournament and the regionals. That's certainly something. We talked about depth. Certainly that's very key as the season moves on, and that's certainly somebody that the Eagles will certainly look to with her experience to get some time as the season moves on.
Shot no good, and here comes Findlay. Working the ball around, that is Kelsey Lewis. Kicks it back out. Kristen Klossing trying to get a shot up with 3 seconds to go. It's no good, and here comes Taylor Woods. Nice pass for Lindsay Tenyak.
The one thing that Findlay is certainly going to take away from this game is that they're going to have to figure out what to do when they run into a team that is as transition-oriented as Ashland. As Coach Ramsey, I had the opportunity to talk to her. She was very excited to face a team that would continue to play in a very up-tempo pace. She was excited to see how her team would react. She's got to be very happy with what she's seen today.
Yeah. And some of the fans thought there was a little traveling going on there, but that wasn't called, and play continues. Lindsay Tenyak looking for a 3. It's no good, and the rebound goes to Laura Peel. She's got the ball now. Julia Grisdella hands the ball, or passes the ball, to Kendra Elam. Now Grisdella will shoot it and miss. Ashley Dorner pulls down the rebound.
Right now, Ashland certainly looking to run some set plays, work on their half-court offense themselves. 10 seconds on the shot clock.
7, 6, whistle away, and we have an elbow. And with that, you have a timeout. 3:16 to go. Ashland 72, Findlay 35. Back to Ashland after this.
Ashland University puts the accent on the individual. As a mid-sized university in North Central Ohio, AU has a rich 128-year tradition of creating unique educational experiences that combine the challenge of strong applied academic programs while being focused on each student as they become known, connected, confident, enriched, and strengthened. Ashland University has more than 70 degree programs, providing students with the knowledge and skills needed to succeed in the classroom, in the workplace, and in the world.
Back in Ashland, where the Eagles lead 72-35. You know, Findlay came in here. They're second in the GLIAC South. They're 11-3. We talked about how up-tempo they play. They average 24 forced turnovers a game, best in the GLIAC. Ashland has only committed 12 turnovers tonight.
And that's right at their average. On the season, the Eagles averaging 11.8 turnovers a game, which is fourth best in the NCAA. So the Eagles certainly have done a great job of handling the basketball, and this pressure from Findlay certainly wasn't not that big of a deal, as they handled it extremely well this evening.
Well, the Eagles jumped out to a 20-0 lead and really haven't looked back. The lone bad spot for Ashland, obviously the injury to Carrie Doherty, and time will tell on that. But the fact that she's on the bench and still in uniform, maybe you read into it that hopefully it's not that serious.
Mackenzie Miller stepping in for Ashland University now. Mackenzie, a freshman from Walnut Creek, went to Berlin Highland High School, certainly comes from a great program. And she's had opportunities at a bunch of different games for the Eagles, and certainly gaining that quality experience on the floor.
Basket good there by Lacey Kessler.
Also in the contest for Ashland, as you can see with the basketball right now, is Chelsea Laporte. Chelsea's battled some injuries. Great to see her back out there. The redshirt sophomore out of Miamisburg, certainly also looking to get some minutes here for the Eagles.
Coming up on 2 minutes to go in the game. That one goes out of bounds. And into the game now for Ashland is Casey Finfrock. She'll replace Taylor Woods. So Sue Ramsey clearing the bench here late in this contest. And we mentioned it at the outset. We should mention it again. Tonight will mark her 400th victory as a collegiate head coach. And that is something to be extremely proud of.
Yeah, very impressive.
Rebound to Beth Mankowski off the Lacey Kessler miss. Delaney Wolf now into the game for Ashland. She replaced Ashley Dorner.
Another young player for the Eagles out of Minster, Ohio. Has seen action in a handful of games for the Eagles.
Long three-pointer is off the mark for Alyssa Grievenkamp. Here comes Ashland. That's Mackenzie Miller giving the ball to Casey Finfrock. Miller off the mark on the three-pointer, but the ball gets saved back into her. She tried a scoop shot there, and Beth Mankowski going to get whistled for the foul. 1:08 to go. Ashland, next up for them, they host Hillsdale, who will roll in here with a 5-8 record right now. So a team, you know, not the caliber of Findlay, but the key is going to be what's going on with Carrie Doherty.
Certainly the other thing that's going to help the Eagles as well, and they've played very well here. They've, of course, played well on the road as well as home, but they have a lot of home games. Certainly coming up against Hillsdale, then they're home again on the 26th of January, the 2nd of February, the 7th of February, the 9th of February, and then they go on the road for a couple more contests, and then they basically finish off the year against Ohio Dominican at home. So quite a bit of home games for the Eagles can only help.
Well, they got a little bit of a groan, but what are you going to do? Findlay, their next game is on the road at Lake Erie. Saturday matinee. Inside a minute, now down inside 40 seconds to go. Inside, Kaylee Kenny hits to make it 72-41. Delaney Wolf, ball gets held up and it's a jump ball. Possession arrow will favor Findlay. 17.7 seconds to go in the game. That is Kaylee Kenny inside. The basket is no good from Lacey Kessler, and that will do it. Ashland University picks up the win. They go to 18-0. They win. They beat Findlay 72-41.